Hello, hello, and Happy New Year! This is the first video in 2023 here on my YouTube channel, Junk Journal Art. My name is Luisa Heinzel and I want to thank you very much for joining me today. In today's video, I would like to show you a flip through of my candy journal that you can see here, and also an idea on how to include package from, for example, sweets or salty snacks or any other kind of food into your junk journal. I think I have a really quick and easy but fun idea to share with you today. But before I start, I would like to thank each and everyone out there that you have followed my channel for the past months, weeks, years, or however long you are here on my channel. That's so appreciated, and I want to thank everyone out there for your always so nice comments and your uplifting words, even if something is going not so, straight along the way like it is planned. You are always so encouraging and so sweet. Thank you so much for all of the things that you do to me, and I love you all so much. So, that being said, I would like to share my candy journal with you. So perhaps you recognize this journal. Perhaps you think, ooh, I know this, but I don't know what this is. Perhaps you know this minion, and perhaps you think, what is she talking about? If you're new to my channel and you have never seen this journal, let me quickly explain what this is. And let me quickly explain what other videos you can find to learn more about this journal. The cover and this method here with the stitching I have shown in a video in the Fast Flow Stitching collaboration from last year. Fast Flow Stitching is a really fun way to work with your sewing machine. And the Fast Flow Stitching collaboration originally was brought to life by Joey DeFee. Hi Joey, if you perhaps are watching. And in that collaboration, I've made this cover out of a candy corn package. If you want to see how I made this, and if you perhaps want to try that at home, please check the info box below this video. I have linked that video there for you, where you can learn all about this. I've also stamped a little bit here to the cover to make this more interesting. And the inside here, I mean, in that other video, you can also see how it looks with plain pages. I've included the pages in that video as well. But if you want to know how I filled it and with what I have filled it, you can watch the Defemeramba 2022 series on my channel as well. And not only on my channel, because Defemeramba was a collaboration with my dear friend Barbara at 49 Dragonflies. Hi Barbara. We had a December daily series last December, so that was actually the second year that we've run that challenge or this series. The playlist is linked down below, and on Barbara's channel you can also find many videos for Defemeramba. And while we did Defemeramba, we have made some ephemera with the help of a prompt list, and we had daily snacks. And those snacks not only came from several different countries in the world, but I also saved the packages, and that's what is in this journal now. I will give you a little flip through of this journal because that was requested many times. You wanted to see how this journal looks when it's filled. And I also want to give you some ideas for your own journals like this, because for me, this journal is really special. Even if it looks a little bit, I would say, unspectacular in the inside. Perhaps you will see that in a second. So this little minion, perhaps you know him from one of the last, or it was actually the last Defemeramba video. This was originally a Piz, I know I'm saying that wrong. How has Barbara said that? Piz dispenser? Those little things, here there was this thing where the candy is inside, and then you can flip this to the back and the little candy comes out here. And this minion had to go somehow into this journal or to this journal. So I've decided to take this apart, and I have glued this giant paper clip with some collage medium. Why is this not... I think now you can perhaps see it. It's really hard for my camera to catch that. I've glued the paperclip with some collage medium in here. So I've just taken this little bottle here, and I've squeezed a little bit of the glue inside here, put the paperclip there where I wanted to have it, and then I left it overnight so that I could that it can dry really well. And now I have this little paperclip, and I can put him here. I'm just putting this part of the paperclip in between of the signatures here so that he can sit here. And I thought that is a funny idea and a really cool addition to such a journal, because when the journal is in my shelf later, then it looks like this, and this little minion always looks at me and reminds me to this fun experience to taste the snacks from the different countries. And I've also found a solution for a closure for this journal. In the end of the Defamorember series, the journal was relatively fat and it stayed not closed by itself. So I've decided to take some fabrics. This is just some leftover fabric from the Defamorember series, and I've just sewn that together and used the safety pin to hold everything together. I have made this little label here. Here it says, "I'm here for the candy." I found that this is really matching this whole thing. This comes from a Tim Holtz stamp set, and I have to say it's not only a Tim Holtz stamp set, but it's, for me, the Tim Holtz stamp set. Perhaps you know why. This is from the Halloween stamp set. Perhaps you know the thing with the mummy. And yeah, so now we can open this here by just opening the safety pin, and then we can unwrap this whole thing here. I've put an eyelet here so that this is, you know, sturdy and it's attached here. And when I would like to flip through the journal or work in it, then I can just take this big thing here and move it out of the way just by putting it beside the journal here. So let's go through it. So this is really amazing for me because you can see this is relatively unspectacular. I have just stapled the packages here, nothing fancy, but for me this is very special. Here is so much difference in all of the packages, and the whole Defamorember comes to my mind like a story, like a movie, when I go through this journal, and that's just so cool. And I think you don't need those special snacks and candies like we had in Defamorember to get this experience. This also works with normal things, yeah, that doesn't have to be from a foreign country or something like that. That also works with stuff that you can buy locally, because I think the thing here is to get a memory from the package, and it's just crazy, and that's so simple but so cool. In the most cases, I also have stapled the packages so that they are pockets. Here, for example, I've opened the package here so that I still have the possibility to put something in here, a journaling card, for example, or just a little paper. This here is, how have I done this? Yeah, here I could also put a little tag, for example. In some of those longer packages, I've stapled only on the top and the bottom to get something like a belly band where I can put something behind. And that, for me, in the moment when I did it, was not so important, or not, I haven't thought about it. Yeah, I've just thought, how can I put them here in the easiest way? For me, the goal was to have all the packages here, but not something for the future that I can use for journaling. That was not in my mind when I did that. But now I'm realizing, for example, here is this opening, so it's like a pocket. If I would find this snack again and I would think, okay, I would like to taste it again, and I have, for example, a special day, a special experience, a memory that I want to keep, then I could take a little piece of paper that fits into here, write something on top of the paper about the day, about this experience, and then I could put it in here, and that would make it even more special than it is now. Perhaps that's an idea for your own journal like this as well. And of course, what is this here on my fingers? I'm so sorry. I'm totally confused because here are tiny pieces of paper on my finger, and I've tried to get them off without letting you know that they were there, but it's not possible. I'm so sorry. Totally confusing. Perhaps you would like to make something like this for yourself and keep some memories. Yeah, so here, this was the last day of December. So you can see the following pages. Here we have something. I will talk about that in a second. But the following pages are empty so that I have enough space for more snacks, more packages, more ideas, and so on. And this little thing here I've added after December. This came with the journal that Barbara has made for me for December. You know, perhaps we have exchanged our December journals, and she has sent the journal that she has made to me so that I could use it during December, and this she has included as a little snack for me. I have written something about that here, and I have included the package here. And then I have done the following thing. Here are the empty pages, and during December, of course, I haven't known how many pages I will need. Yeah, so perhaps, for example, this thing here takes not only this page, but it goes around here, and it takes actually 2 pages. I haven't known how many pages I will need during December, so I did the following thing, and that was also in December, to be clear, when I recorded the December videos, so actually in, yeah, October, November, December, I have decided to take the back of the journal and start here as well with other packages from other snacks. This year was not a December snack, but this was gifted to me by a really dear friend, and we had a really nice lunch here at the Plansee. That's a lake in Austria, here at the campsite where I'm living. And she has gifted this when we met, and I thought, why not take this and put it here, write something about this day. And as you can see, it's only a little note, yeah, that doesn't have to be so much, because I have realized that I'm not the writer. Do you know what I mean? I like to create some art in my journals, but I'm not this diary writing person. I don't know if that makes sense, but for me, this is nice, and this is totally enough, and that is something that I can do, yeah, that I can handle. I have tried out several other journals where you have to write more, yeah, like a diary, every day a page or something like that. That doesn't work for me. But this works, and this works as a memory, and that is what is important for me. So here I've also added a candy corn package that I have got from one of my viewers. I have to make my note here. As you can see, I was a little bit lazy. I haven't written anything here. I have to fill this page, of course. So I started the journal from the back, so that then one day, I can't show you this because this is what I want to do with you together in this video. Here inside there's the pages that I have made for the German video. I've already recorded it, but I don't want to show you that to not take the surprise. So we have some empty pages here, and one day when I have filled them up, they will meet this page, and then this will be full and the whole journal will be full. And that's my plan. And I think that's really cool. Okay, so let's check. This here is the last page, so we need these both pages. And today I would like to include some packaging that I got from candies that were sent to me from some of my viewers. And those things are really special. So let me show that. So this here is a package from a chocolate from New Zealand. When I say that, yeah, to be honest, I really can't get that. Yeah, my brain can't work with this information that this chocolate comes from New Zealand. It's totally out of the world for me. As you can see, I've enjoyed the chocolate already. It was really, really delicious. So thank you very much for this. And I would like to use this package for today's project. And then I got something that really has blown my mind. I mean, this was great, yeah, it was really delicious, but then I got something that is called Enstrom. I don't know if I say this right, but I'm holding this to the camera so that you can read that. That was actually a really big box. I mean, it is a box. I haven't had it all because it was really much. And this is the most exciting thing, the most delicious thing I ever had in my whole life. So if you don't know this, and if you like really sweet candies with much sugar, I mean, I know that there are many people who are not allowed to eat sugar because of their health. Yeah, I'm really sorry, but this is the most delicious stuff in the whole world. So thank you so much for this as well. Here was this little paper. I think I have to clean that. I just see that here's a little bit of the chocolate left, but that's no problem. It's paper. We can take that off. This is just amazing. So you could use some of those inlets of packages as well. I mean, this is the whole package of the chocolate, but this was inside of this box. Of course, you could use this stuff as well. And then I got a sugar package. So please don't be confused. I've already cut it up a little bit. I've used this strip for the German video. Actually, this was a whole bag. And in here, there were some smaller sugar packages, and this sugar comes from Italy. And I got that from a really dear friend. She's also a viewer of my channel, and she said, Louise, you haven't had a holiday, so I would like to bring the holiday to you, to your home. So she had the information that I love Italy, and especially Rome. Perhaps you know that as well. And in Rome, when I was there, I've always collected those little sugar bags. I normally don't put the sugar into my coffee when I drink it there, but I like those little bags, those little paper bags. And then when I came back from the holiday, I've taken the sugar out from the bags, put all of the sugar into a little glass so that I can use that for yogurt or other things where I want to have sugar in it. And I've used the bags for my journals. And she has sent this to me. I've taken all of the little bags out, put them into my kitchen, and now I have this. And I also want to include that here. And this is perhaps also an idea for you because this is plastic. And plastic is always such a, you know, strange thing. There's so much plastic in this world, and we have plastic, and we can do our best to avoid that. And I think one of the things is to use it in a journal, because then it's not somewhere outside. It's not thrown into nature, or, you know, I don't have the right words. You know what I mean? We can use that. And then it has a sense, yeah, that it is here. So for the project, I would like to use both of these pages here so that I have a little double spread in the end. And I have printed out these little guys here. Two are already missing because I've used them for the German video. So these are the Winter Wonderland clip arts by 49 Dragonflies. You can find them in her online shop. The link is down below in the description box. And in the description box, you can also find a promo code so that you can save 10% on each of your orders by using the code. Please check out the info box. That's also, that's of course not only for this thing, but for everything in her shop. And today I want to use this little fox here. So we are going to cut him out so that I can put the rest away. And perhaps the other one as well, so that they can look at each other. This one or this one? Ah! I can't decide. No, we will take him here. Or her, I don't know. So you can recreate this idea by using any animals that you have, or you could also use paper dolls, pictures of people, or whatever you like. You will hopefully see in the end how versatile this idea is. And then I have printed out these pages here. They also come from Barbara's shop, 49 Dragonflies shop. And those papers come from her Teal Autumn Pumpkin Bliss collection. I hope I have said that right. Really a difficult name. And these pages, you can see, are autumn themed. But the colors match my journal really well. I mean, look at this. This paper was dyed with watercolor. This is coffee dyed. And if this doesn't match, then I can't help you. So I've decided to use, or to print out these pages, to use some of them for the background here, because I want to glue something to my pages, because this is relatively busy and I want to use this paper. So, what I'm trying to say is, even if it's winter now, why not use some autumn themed papers? I mean, where's the problem? There's no junk journal police. There's no one who tells you which papers you can use in your journal. I would like to encourage you to use what you like, what you have, what comes to your mind, no matter which season it is. So if I like this now, I use it, even if it's autumn themed. Yeah, so. And now I want to decide first about the backgrounds for both of these foxes. So here we go. We have these pages now, and now I want to glue them down. And while this is drying, we can go on with our little foxes here and create some packaging creatures. So where are my scissors? The first thing that I'm doing is I'm cutting just a straight or relatively straight line along the fox, relatively close to his body, so that I can get an imagination of the proportion for the next steps. That will make sense in a second. So I have a little rectangle now, relatively close around the image. And for this one here, I'm doing something similar, and that's, yeah, if you use not exactly those images here, you have to play around a little bit with the proportion and the cutting. So in this case, I will cut, I'm sorry, little fox, this part off, because I know that I will not need that later. I will only need this part of the head later. That will make sense in a second. So when we have that, we can decide which package we want to use. And I think in combination with this paper here, gold would look really, really beautiful. So I will definitely take some of this. And shall we take this, or even a piece of the sugar bag? I think I want to do that, even if all of the materials that I have here would be possible, but I would like to show you how it looks when it's plastic, when plastic is used. So what I'm doing now is I'm taking my fox and I'm placing him here, and now I'm cutting a relatively long strip that is approximately the same width like the foxes. That is also the reason why I have cut so close to the image, so that I get a relatively good imagination on how wide this is. So I have made the mark there, and now I'm taking my scissors and I'm just cutting along here, and I'm trying to stay relatively parallel to this edge here. And for this one here, let's take a piece from here, and I think we are going to use this here because this has such small writing, and I think that looks great in the end. I'm doing exactly the same thing. I'm placing my fox here, lining it up with this edge of the chocolate paper, and then I'm just making a little mark here. And for this I can of course take my paper trimmer to cut it, because it's paper and the other thing is plastic, and I don't want to ruin my trimmer, you know, this tool, like this. And perhaps we can make a second strip to make this thing a little bit longer and just glue that together. Then we have more flexibility in the end to decide about the length in the very end. So I'm taking both of these and then I'm just gluing them together here. And now this looks a little bit ugly from the back, and this is white from the back. That's not so nice and spectacular. So I will just take this background paper from Barbara's paper, and I will turn it around, and then I will just glue my strips to this paper so that the back of my strips get a little bit more beautiful. So as you can see, I've just sewn around my strips here, and now I am just cutting them out again. And the reason why I have sewn around here is not only because I like that and I like sewn elements in my journals, but also because it makes this material sturdier for the next steps. Especially with the plastic, it's also more handy for what I want to do next. If you don't have a sewing machine, or perhaps you don't like sewing, then of course you could also take a piece of fabric or something similar and glue that to the back of this strip. So this project can also be done without sewing, of course. Now it looks like this. And the next thing that I want to do is I would like to make a knot into this strip of paper. And of course, for making a knot, you need to bend the paper a little bit. I'm bending it here, cross this over this, and then make a knot, like you would make a normal knot. Do you know what I mean? And of course, this is a little bit stress for the material when you do that. And with the additional paper and the sewing, this can't tear so easily. Then it would probably tear if you wouldn't use sewing or fabric on the back. So I'm fiddling around here a little bit to make this nice and flat. I don't want to have this bulky or something like that. So now from this side it looks like this, and from the other side it looks like this. So we can see the paper from Barbara, and here the packaging, and here the other way around. And especially with the plastic and making the knot, it's really helpful to have something on the back, because if you would use this, I mean only the plastic, then it could happen that you make the knot and you can't flatten it out so good, and that you get a really bulky thing in the end. Then it looks like this. And now the fun part begins. We can take our journal, and first of all I want to decide which piece goes to which page. I really like this contrast. And to help you to decide where you want to put them and in which direction you want to put them, it's really helpful to take these little guys here and just put them in here into this little, yeah, kind of tiny pocket to see how the rest looks, because I want to attach the foxes here to those pieces so that it looks like here's the fox head and this is the body, or this also could be a scarf around the fox. So this is perhaps good. When you put this in here, then you can decide about the direction, because this fox, for example, is looking into a totally different direction than this one here. And when you put that in here, you can decide, I mean, if I would glue that here like this perspective would make absolutely no sense. Yeah, it looks totally strange, like he had an accident or something like that. This would be really cute, but then this is relatively long. What about the other way around? But then I would have to cut relatively much off from here. Let's see. I really like it like this, but I'm thinking, can I perhaps make a second knot here, or is that already too short? I think that's too short, but perhaps we can just make that a little bit freestyle. So I'm realizing that this is too short to make a second knot, but what about folding this like this and then bend it back so that we get the golden paper here again, and then decide for the position and then for the angle of this thing. I want to see this here, so perhaps like this. So when I found the position, I'm just pressing this down and I'm realizing that this looks really interesting now. I really like that. Okay, so he will go here like this, and he, I guess, will get something here as well, like this. Looks a little bit strange, but why not? So now I'm taking some glue, and this little piece here, I'm putting the glue to the back of this paper. Make sure that everything is covered up with glue really well, because we will cut some of the paper off later. So then I put it in here as much as I want. So perhaps like this. The same here with the other fox. Just place that in between of the layers of this knot, and here I want to put it more in there to cover up this little plant, because I think that looks a little bit weird. Just like this, and then we can let that dry. And when this is dry, I'm going to cut the head of the fox out. So just fuzzy cut around this image. Then it looks like this, and this looks to me really, really cozy. It looks like he is sitting in a little, what is the word? A blanket. So I'm doing the same here. But here we have this thing here, like this. So I want to have this, of course, to be shown later. So I will not cut completely around the head of the fox, but I'm stopping here, perhaps. It is his ear, and then, this is a little bit freestyle-ish, I would say. Let's go around here. and cut this off and see if that is enough. Because I think it looks a little bit weird when not everything is cut off. Yeah, that looks totally strange. That looks totally strange. I don't like that. Okay, so I've changed my mind. I will cut completely around him like with the other one. Perhaps we can use this for something else. So here we go. I think that looks way better than before. Yeah, okay. So let's find a position. Now we are perhaps a little bit more flexible with this thing because this has gone. Let's take the minion paperclip and just clamp this down here for a moment so that he can't change his position. And this one I think has to go here. And I'm also taking a clamp to make sure that he can stay in place, but I want to glue something behind those foxes. So I would like to use some a little bit unusual things to glue behind something that normally hasn't anything to do with a fox, and that are some feathers. I want to have some fluff, because foxes are fluffy, aren't they? I think so. And I want to break this white space there a little bit, so I'm just trying out how many feathers this contrast is great. I want to put here, and I really like this color of this feather because it's the same color or nearly the same color like the fox has. And here perhaps not so much, to not cover up too much of the background. That's already enough, isn't it? And of course now I will lose some of Barbara's paper here. I will lose my backside. I know that, and that might seem a little bit strange because first we've created these strips in a way that they look beautiful from both sides, and now I'm covering that up. But in this journal I want to have the things glued down. I don't want to have those flexible things like journaling cards to take out, or flip things that flip up or to the side or something like that. I don't want to have that here. If I add journaling cards later, that's totally okay for me. But the packages itself, I want to have as, yeah, elements that are here and that stay here. But of course you could also take these things and turn them into, for example, hidden paper clips. I mean, it would be absolutely no problem to put a paper clip to such a piece of packaging so that you can take that off from your journal page, and that you still are able to see the back side. If you like this pattern here, for example, then of course you could do that as well. Or you could attach that with some magnets, for example, so that you can take it off and put it to several places in your journal. You could use that as a bookmark, for example. That would be really cute, I think. Now I'm taking some white gesso mixed with water to make some white splatters first. And then I will take some black acrylic paint mixed down with some water as well. So this is not totally dry yet. I'm not so patient today, but I think it's dry enough to add some quotes. I have this thing here, Small Talk by Tim Holtz. Ooh, I have one that fits really well. Live gently upon this earth. I think that fits really, really well here. A party without cake is just a meeting. That is perfect. That is perfect for a candy journal like this. Yeah, okay. So then we had this thing here. And to be honest, I don't want to throw that away. I think I want to try to cut a little banner out of that and staple this. Yeah, I like that. That is really cool. Can we perhaps take this? This is the leftover from cutting the fox's head here. Perhaps we can just cut that straight and then add this here. Why not? Ta-da! Those things really make me happy. So this is my finished project for today. I hope you liked it, and I hope you will try something like this in your own journal. So perhaps you want to go and search for some packages or take some out of your trash can and try this out. If you want to share that on your social media, Instagram for example, then you can use this hashtag here, Junk Journal Art mit Luise Heinzel, so that I can find your posts easier and like them or comment them. And if you have any questions, then please feel free to leave a comment below this video. See you the next time. Have a very great day and happy crafting. Bye bye.